Okay, welcome back. Part two. Um, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So okay, so everybody when they went to the water, God, when they came out of the water, everything that was not of God drowned in the water. Okay, remained in the water. Um, and there are just some things that God will take you through. Praise God, that God's going to take you through just to destroy. Did Did you hear what I've said? God will take you through things just so He can destroy them. Doesn't that sound so pretty? There's just some things that God's going to take you through just to destroy what is chasing you. Point blank. You can't tell whether at that time if it's of God or not until you come out of the water. Until you come out of the water and it's not on you anymore. That's when you're going to tell if what was chasing you is of God. So praise God on that. Praise God. Shake it off. Right now, listening to this, just shrug your shoulders, put your head back and forth and shake it off. Say, I got it off me. I got it off me. Sometimes we stop being our own friends and we don't even know what day it was, but we know we got it off us. We praise God. I got it off me. Got it off me. Just look in the air and say, I got it off me. But back to my thing. So death, burial, resurrection. Paul says in Romans 6, he says that dead is dead. He said, dead is freed from sin. That is dead is free from sin. I think that was Romans 6. But right there, he's teaching us about baptism. That if we are buried with him in the likeness of his death, we shall also be in the likeness of his resurrection, so that so that the debt is paid by death, burial, and resurrection. Okay. Pharaoh really was chasing them because he thought he owned them. He thought he owned them. He had rights to them. He really felt he owned them, that they were his. Okay. But God told Pharaoh to tell Moses, to me, like this is how it happened. Israel's my son. My firstborn son. Israel, in fact, he says, I'll tell you what. I'll show you Israel's my first son. He says, I'll kill your firstborn son until you let my son go. Did you hear what I was saying? The night of the Passover, that's why God went into the house, letting the death angel take the firstborn sons of Egypt. Because what he was trying to say was, I'm going to show you what it's like to lose a son. I'm going to show you. And he says, behold, Israel is my son, even my firstborn son. Check it out. Scripture on the board. So he says that's my son. Pharaoh says, he's my slave. God says, no, he's my son. The devil says, he's my slave. She's my slave. I paid for him. He's mine. God says, no, that's my son. That's my daughter. Pharaoh said, I'm going after my slave. Praise God. What does God say? I'm gonna deliver my son. And see, what you don't understand, that they're talking about the person. The same discussion that they're talking about is being had is about you, about me. Whatever is chasing you, the enemy has said, that is my slave. And God is saying, no, that is my son. That is my daughter. So the slave runs to the water and the son comes out. Praise God. And I'm sorry. No, just put it over there. I'm doing something right now, Nani. I'm sorry about that, my daughter. So they went into it as a slave. This is the place where they were being transformed by the renewing of their mind. Okay. They went into it as a slave. But by the time they came out of it, they were sons. That's transformation. Okay. Which reality are you going to be living in? What you were or what you are? That's what we have to keep asking ourselves. Why is it when why is it when people demand you to like for them to tell you who you are, we refer to who we used to be, or we'll give some sad story like, oh, you don't know how I grew up. I grew up without a mama, without a dad, and I grew up in the hood. And you have to be like, no, 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 whoa, 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 whoa. We left that in the water. No. We left that in the water. We're not complaining no more. We left that in the water. Put your hand over your heart and say, we left that in the water. I left that in the water. So this is the place where it stops. Okay. Touch your heart and say, it stops right now. And I don't even know what it is. I don't even know what your it is. I don't know what it is. Everybody has a different it. But tell yourself, it stops right now. He brought them to this place so it could stop right now. Okay? It stops right now. The reason that they were at the Red Sea, everybody, is because that was a drowning place. It was a drowning place. And sometimes God will allow you to get into trouble. Praise God. God will allow you to get in trouble so he can drown it. So he can let you know, because he'll prove to you my daughter's over here. Just no. But he will. This is the place where it stops when they went to the water, and this is us saying, this is going to be my last cigarette. This is going to be my last drink, my last extra boyfriend, my last extra Twinkie, my last. I'm sorry, I got a little ahead of myself. I'm sorry. So, but so there's just some things I was saying. So there's just some things that once you go through it, or someone tries to treat you like they used to, you're going to be saying, no, that stops right here. You're going to put them in place. You're going to put yourself in place because of the renewing of your mind. This is the place. Okay, this is the place. This is the place of termination. Okay, this is the place of identification. But this is the place. Okay, so, so I'm sorry. So essentially, they didn't die. They acted like they did. Okay. Remember I said death, burial, resurrection. Okay. And what we do in baptism is we don't really die, but we identify with the death and resurrection like with Jesus Christ. The baptism pool is a place of, it's where we go to identify with what he did. And that's why we're baptized, suffered to fulfill all righteousness, identify. Okay. If you are planted, if you are buried with him in the likeness, identify. In the likeness, I didn't die, but it was like I did. Identify. Okay. I didn't die, but it was like I did. I don't know, but so today, when you're in front of the river, when you're in front of the water, drown it out and tell Pharaoh, I'm dead. When they go back, say I'm dead. When they did this, they did.